Pengi ako attendance. Attendance. Let's go to the physical diagnosis of the head, face, and eyes. These are the objectives. So, to identify the different signs and symptoms involving the head and eyes, analyze and correlate with history and physical examination in attempt to arrive at a correct diagnosis. Head, most of the time, patient may complain to you of the following: headache, dizziness, and vertigo. When you say headache, any idea ano yung mga pain-sensitive structures sa ulo niyo? Alam niyo nito ba? What are the pain-sensitive structures sa ulo? Hello? Yung brain nyo ba is a pain-sensitive structure? Sa utak nyo? No. Ako masakit na utak ko. So, okay maniwala doon. Your brain isn't a pain-sensitive structure. So, ano na yung mga pain-sensitive structures? Blood vessels, nerves, meninges, Okay. So, yun yung mga pain-sensitive structure. So, alamin nyo, kung saan yung origin, diba? You have also sensory nerves, For example, your fifth nerve, Yung fifth nerve nyo supplies your trigeminal nerve. So, masakit yung area ng face, okay? So, you should identify if you are dealing with an intracranial kind of headache or an extracranial. Dizziness. Anyway, dizziness, that is also very vague. We have 4 types of dizziness. Ikaw, Iha, nahilo ka na ba? Ikaw. So, anong klase yung hilo mo? Dizziness. So, dizziness tayo. So, we have 4 different types of dizziness. We have non-rotatory, rotatory, psychogenic, or pwedeng yung parang maubusan ng oxygen sa brain. So, iba-iba kasi yung different types of dizziness. So, if your patient complains to you with dizziness, ipa-clarify nyo. Para po ba kayong lasing? Para po ba kayong umiikot yung paligid? Para po ba kayong mauubos ng hininga? Okay? Yung mga dizziness na nag-anxiety, para silang nagpa-panic. Okay? So, iba-iba kasi yung structures that are involved in the different kind of dizziness. Okay? Well, vertigo is also classified as dizziness. Usually, ang description nila dyan is rotatory sensation of the environment. Kung may mga parang lasing, tapos ng mga white waistcoat, think of a cerebellar in origin. Okay? Hair texture, usually pag fine hair, usually seen in patient with hyperthyroidism. Kapag coarse hair, hypothyroidism. But not most of the time, baka nag-ayos lang naman yung classmate niyo, kaya very fine yung hair niya. So you also have seborrheic dermatitis or psoriasis of the scalp. Okay? So lumps can also be appreciated by palpation. And large head seen in Paget's disease. And of course, yung mga bony step-ups, may mga bony growth. For example, in trauma, tapos mas nagkakaroon sila ng bone regeneration, abnormal na yung pag-regenerate ng bone. Okay? Montfasci, no? Or excessive hair growth is seen in Cushing syndrome. Sa manaw mo yung Cushing syndrome class? Excessive cortisol, no? So, yun po. Okay? Edematous, no? First around the eyes, no? Often pale. So, think of renal problem. Yung mga nagmamanas, no? Bakit sila nagmamanas, no? Usually, their kidney failed to function, no? So, nakakaroon ng water retention in different parts of the body, especially sa face, sa kamay, okay? Dull, puffy facies, pronounced around the eye, no? This is pronounced in a patient with mixed edema or severe hypothyroidism. For mixed edema, siya po ay low thyroid hormone level. Malinaw, class? Elongated bone, bony prominence of the head, nose, lower jaw, coarser facial feature is acromegaly. Anong difference sa gigantism and acromegaly? It has the same etiology, right? Excessive growth hormone production. But if your growth hormone production is excessive after the bone plates is already closed, yun yung may mga acromegaly. However, if the bone plates are still open, so gigantism naman ang manifestation. Okay? And aside from this one, acromegaly is also associated with diabetes mellitus. No? Montfasci, no? Expression, wala silang facial expression. This is in a patient with Parkinson's disease. No? Hirsutism, no? Excessive facial hair. So, seen in patient with polycystic ovary disease. Sa lalaki, normal lang yan, no? Because of the hormones. So, yun, no? Eyes, no? So, the eye examination, this is very important, no? And important component of comprehensive physical diagnosis because it tells you a lot of a problem to a certain patient. No? Ako, no, as a neurologist, favorite ko i-examine yung eyes ng patient because it tells you a lot. Okay? So, it provides valuable insights, no, of the patient's overall health, no, and detects various systemic ocular condition. Pag sinabing hyperopia, no, or farsightedness, no? So, this is a refractive error of the eye that affect a person's ability to see nearby objects clearly. So, mas maayos sa kanila na tumingin at far distance, no? So, it occurs when the light entering the eye focuses behind the retina. Kasi dapat, di ba, the light should enter the retina exactly. Okay? So, this can be due, no, due to a cornea having less curvature than it should be, or the eyeballs being shorter than the normal. No? When you say presbyopia, this is an age-related vision condition that affects the ability to focus on close object. No? Yung mga lolo't lola nyo, pagkakas mo sila ng cellphone, ganyan, no? So, it typically becomes noticeable, no, at the age of 40 to 50. No? Masyadong bata, actually mga 60 yan. No? Myopia, no? This is also known as your nearsightedness. No? This is a refractive error of the eye that affects a person's ability to see distant objects clearly, while close object can be seen clearly. So, mas maganda na mas malinaw sila makita kapag malapit yung target. Well, it occurs when the light entering the eye, no, focuses in front of your retina, no, instead directly into it, no. So, ang iba pang factors, the eyeball must be too elongated or the cornea is having an excessive curvature. Okay? Anyway, if your patient complains to you with visual loss, no? So, alamin niyo muna, is it a bilateral or a unilateral, no? Well, let's proceed first with unilateral. You can further divide it into painful and non-painful. As you can see, most of the painless unilateral visual loss is associated with blood vessel problem, no? Vitreous hemorrhage, no? Blood vessel, yan, no? Macular degeneration, retinal detachment, retinal artery, or central retinal artery occlusion, or CRAO, no? Nabansin yung CRAO? Central retinal artery occlusion. Whereas if the visual loss is involving one eye is painful, think of the different parts of your eye, no? In different media such as cornea, uveitis, no? Traumatic hyphema, acute glaucoma, and optic neuritis. Nakita nyo, sa kanila more on inflammation, yung etiologies niya. Okay? Again, kapag painless, pag bilateral naman, yung mga giant cell arteritis, no? This is a type of vasculitis, no? In which there is an inflammation of your blood vessel. So it primarily affects the medium and large arteries, no? Especially those vessels in your head, particularly the temporal arteries. Sabay temporal arteries yung nakalagay dito. Usually prominent sila, no? Prominent, bounding, pulsating, no? So, pag bilateral visual loss naman, think of chemical or radiation exposure. Okay? So, kapag gradual, so depende pa rin sa temporal profile of your patient, no? Biglaan po ba? No? Biglaan ba? Or dahan-dahan, no? So, kapag gradual, think of cataracts, no? Or macular degeneration. Kapag slow central, so ibig sabihin, the visual loss started sa central vision, no? You think of nuclear cataract and also macular degeneration. When you say nuclear cataract, this is a type of age-related cataract that forms as in the central part of your eye. No? So usually, the lens becomes opaque, no, or cloudy, no. Tapos yung macular degeneration naman, this is a progressive eye condition that primarily affects the central part of your retina. So yung central part of your retina nyo, that is your macula. So how about peripheral vision loss? No? Could be due to advanced open-angle glaucoma. How about bilateral peripheral visual loss? No? O patatawag nila na tunneling of vision or bitemporal hemianopia. Here, the visual loss started to fade here. No? Hanggang maging talagang bulag na siya. That's what you call your bilateral temporal hemianopia, and the etiology could be due to an optic chiasm compression secondary to a pituitary adenoma. Okay? One-sided loss, pwedeng hemianop siya, no? Ibig sabihin hemianop siya, one side, hindi kayo makakita, no? Ibig sabihin, di ba, your visual field is divided into your temporal at saka nasal side, no? Ibig sabihin, kung hindi kayo makakita rito, hindi makikita yung temporal dito at hindi din makakita yung nasal side dito. Okay? Changes in vision, no? When a patient may complain to you with moving specks or strands, no? Could be due to a vitreous floaters, fixed defect or scotoma, no? Parang may island ng blind spot, no? This could be a lesion in your retina or a visual pathway, no? So kapag visual pathway, usually kapag central ang may kasama yung central vision, no? There's involvement of your middle cerebral artery, no? Yung kasi nagsusupply doon. Flashing lights with vitreous floaters, no? Is a sign of a detachment of your vitreous from your retina. Okay? Red eyes, no? So, hindi lahat sore eyes, no? So kapag ganyan, if you see this kind of eye and it is painless, could be due to a subconjunctival hemorrhage, no? That is due to trauma also. Okay? Baka nabugo, no? Nagkaroon vehicular accident. Okay? Kapag conjunctivitis, ito naman, mild discomfort, vision is not affected. So, look for the conjunctiva. No? Aside from redness, meron din mga pus, no? And this type of eye is associated, it's very painful. Tapos nakita mo yung kanyang, what do you call this, cornea, no? And the pupils, rather, ito, no? Hindi yan na react to light, no? Sobrang sakit yan. That is your acute angular closure glaucoma. That is an ophthalmologic emergency. Okay? So, diplopia. So, alam niyo naman ang inyong extraocular muscles, right? So, what abducts the eye? Hello?
What abducts the eye?
Abducts.
Lateral.
So you have 6 cardinal.
Abducts in the four.
Yung right eyeglass, ha? So ito yung temporal side nasal, no? So what abducts? Ha? Cranial nerve 6. What adducts? Ay, sorry. 4. Ay, ano 4? 3. No? Tapos meron din tayong ganyan, no? Kapag rectus, nasa loob, no? Superior rectus, inferior rectus. Kapag palabas naman, obliques, inferior oblique, and superior oblique. Nakuha nyo? So, anyway, eyes, napakadami, no? Dahil pwede examine mo. Acuity, visual fields, no? The eyebrows, eyelid. Sinong ward teacher nyo? Ha? Hindi nyo kilala?
Dok Elisar Daet.
Dr. Daet. Okay, sige. Conjunctiva, cornea, extraocular, and fundoscopic examination. Well, visual acuity, no, the normal is 20/20, no? It means that a person can see at a distance of 20 feet what a person with a normal vision can see at 20 feet, no? So anyway, kapag Snellen chart, dapat 20 feet. No? How about the Jaeger chart? Ha? 14 inches. No? So, marunong mo kayo gumamit, no? So, you ask the patient to read the character from the up hanggang sa kaya niya. Okay? Well, legally blind is considered as 20/200. Okay? So, anyway, common signs of the eye's visual field, no? So, pag sinabing horizontal field, no, could be due to, sabihin, yung baba niya, no? Occlusion of your central retinal artery, no? Or lesion in your optic nerve. Anyway, your visual field, naturuan na kayo ng visual field, right? Di ba? Sa physiology, di ba? Ang sabi, anyway, para magkaroon kayo ng idea, no? Para skip ko na. This is your retina, no? This is your optic nerve. Optic nerve, anong tawag dito? Optic chiasm and your optic tract, no? Sabi, ang field dito, ang fiber dito, ang function niya is for the nasal vision, no? Ang field dito, ang fiber dito, ang concern niya is the temporal vision. Gets? So, for example, kapag sira to, right to left. Kapag sira ang right optic nerve nyo, anong manifestation? Ibig sabihin, tanggal na to. So you have a monocular blindness. Okay? Nakuha nyo? Kapag sira to, ang optic chiasm nyo, if you want to trace here, sira ang temporal nyo dito, sira din ang temporal nyo dito, ang hindi nyo makita yung ganito, no? Ang tawag dyan is bitemporal hemianopia. Nag-gets nyo ba, class?
Yes.
Pag sira ito, if you want to trace, no? Sira yung nasal vision dito. Tapos sira din dito, no? Ito kasi nagko-cross, no? So sira din dito. Ito yung itsura niya, class, no? Ang tawag dyan is bitemporal hemianopia. Sa left, no? Contralateral. Kasi this is your right optic tract. So it produces a left homonymous hemianopia. Nakuha niyo ba? Kahit paikot-ikotin kayo, ha? Well, after your optic tract, you'll have your occipital lobe, no? Pag occipital lobe, para siyang optic tract din, no? But spare yung central vision nyo, no? Parang ganito rin yung manifestation yan, no? Pero spared yung central vision. Okay? Kasi the central vision is supplied by your middle cerebral artery. E di ba yung occipital lobe nyo is supplied by your posterior cerebral artery. Nagets? Yun lang po yung class. No? Skip ko na. Exophthalmos, no? So, paano nyo ulit masabi kung exophthalmic yung patient? O kung malaki lang talaga yung mata niya? Kung yung white ng eye, yung sclera, is kita superior and inferior, no? Okay? So, kapag exophthalmic, ano ba? Taas o mababa ang thyroid hormone? Ha? Taas. Kapag mixed edema, mababa. So, scaliness, no? O, tignan nyo yung katabi nyo, no? Mga dandruff sa kilay, no? Lateral sparseness, no? Hypothyroidism. Upslanting palpebral fissure, no? This is a patient with Down syndrome, no? Meron pang mga ibang symptom ng Down syndrome. Habi, yung crease daw nila dito, no? Straight. O, tingnan nyo yung mga katabi nyo. Pero hindi naman yun, specific, no? Red margins, no? Blepharitis. Ptosis, no? Ano bang triad ng ptosis class? Tandaan nyo, map. Map, no? Meiosis, anhydrosis, and ptosis. No? Ano bang itsura ng pupils kapag meiosis? Malaki o maliit? Nalilito pa kayo, no? Ano bang opposite ng meiosis? Ha? So remember, mydriasis, mas mahaba yung spelling niya. So mas malaki yung size ng pupils. So pag meiosis, constricted, no? So remember, Horner syndrome is, no, is different from the cranial nerve involvement, no? Kasi may problem ka with your sympathetic chain. Okay? Kapag malakang Horner syndrome. Entropion, no? Nakapaloob yung inyong eyelid, no? Lid margin inward. Pag sinabing ectropion, nakalabas naman. No? Common yan sa elderly. Graves' disease, no? Talaga meron silang positively in love. Stye or jawlung. This is painful, tender, red, infection. So this is due to obstruction of your meibomian gland or outer margin of your eyelid. Okay? Yan yata yung kulitin, no? Kapag non-painful, no? Tanong mo sa classmate mo, painful or non-painful? No? Kasi yun yung mag-settle. Painless nodule, ito naman is due to a black meibomian gland. Usually, that points inside the lid. Okay? Santalesma, no? Excessive cholesterol, filled plaques, no? At the nasal portion of the eyelid, no? Can be also a sign of primary biliary cirrhosis or hyperlipidemia. Yeah. Yellow sclera, no? Jaundice, signs of hepatic failure, okay? Or excessive bilirubin, no? So local redness, no? Or nodular episcleritis, can be seen in Sjogren's syndrome, rheumatoid arthritis, and herpes zoster. Okay. Pinguicula, this is a yellowish triangular nodule in the bulbar conjunctiva. Nasal then temporal side appears with aging. Yan. No? Ito common yan. Pterygium. No? Nakita na kayo ng ganyan. Ang tawag nyo dyan sa Tagalog ay sapot. No? So this is a triangular thickening, no, of bulbar conjunctiva across the cornea. Okay? Usually, they arise from the nasal side. No? Doon nag-originate. Our corneal arcus, no? Normal aging, younger, no? Commonly seen among African descent, no? And also seen in hyperlipoproteinemia. Ito po yung arcus niya. Yan. No? Sa mga elderly, common din yan. Ito class, ano yan?
Kaiser.
Ayan. Ha? Kaiser-Fleischer ring. No? Seen in patient with Wilson disease. No? Ano ba meron sa Wilson disease? Abnormal copper accumulation. No? Corneal scar, syempre, due to trauma. No? Pwedeng opaque and can obscure the vision. Ano to class?
Cataract.
Non-painful. Tapos parang opaque. Ha? Cataract. No? Kapag painless, ay painful, glaucoma. Okay? So, cataract. No? Seen in patient who are smoking, DM, corticosteroid use. Well, tonics or Addis pupil, no? The pupils are large, regular, unilateral, so reduced or slowed or absent reaction to light and slow accommodation. So, ano ba ang mga function ng inyong cranial nerve 3 class? Di ba first year, neuro nyo pa lang? So, it supplies most of your extraocular muscle except your superior oblique and your abducens nerve. Diba? Saka siya yung sa levator palpebrae and the pupils. No? So, yun yung mga titignan nyo. No? So, kapag sira yung cranial nerve 3, usually, they fail to dilate, to constrict. Okay? Again, Horner syndrome, meiosis, no? Constricted. Okay? Huwag kayo malito sa cranial nerve 3 at Horner's, ha? Kasi in Horner's, the pupils is constricted. Pero may ptosis siya. Pag cranial nerve 3, may ptosis din, but the pupils are dilated. Nakuha nyo? Archie Robertson, no? Small irregular pupils accommodate but non-reactive to light. No? Usually seen in late stages of syphilis. No? Tinatawag siya na prostitute pupil. No? So mga that older textbook, no? Because they do not react, but they accommodate. Okay? So that's how they describe these pupils. Esotropia, nakapaloob, no? Exotropia, nakapalabas, no? Titignan nyo, usually kapag extraocular muscle, usually, ang titignan nyo is the primary gaze, no? The primary gaze should be at the midline. Pero kung ang primary gaze niya is yung right eye niya nakapaloob, ibig sabihin, may na yung muscle niya sa pag-adduct, no? Mas malakas yung muscle niya sa pag-abduct. Right? So, anong problem doon? Kapag ang rest niya is naka-adapt. So, it's your lateral rectus, no? Mahina kasi yung muscle dito, kaya naka-adapt yung eye. Nag-gets niyo ba? Anyway, these are the summary, no? So, discuss ko rin yung mga different movements. Very important, no? The fundus, no? Remember, this is not a technique exclusive for ophthalmologists. No? This is an examination kahit mga general physician. Kasi maraming mabibigay na information sa inyo. No? If you perform this fundoscopy, okay? Naalala nyo siguro dati na imagine nyo na walang CT scan or MRI? Di ba? Usually, timitingin lang sila sa mata ng patient. Nalalaman na nila na may increased intracranial pressure. Okay? So, for example, may papilledema, no? The optic disc, no? Is swollen, bulging of your physiologic cup. Okay? This is the normal fundus, no? Nakita niyo parang well-bordered yung kanyang optic cup. However, in patient with papilledema, indistinct na yung borders niya. Okay? Optic atrophy naman, very pale, no? Optic disc is white, no? Absent tiny disc vessels, okay? Seen in patients with multiple sclerosis and temporal arteritis. The difference between your optic atrophy and papilledema, your papilledema is always a sign of an increased intracranial pressure. So, always bilateral yan. Okay? Always bilateral and non-painful. Kapag optic neuritis, usually it starts unilateral, tapos associated with eye tenderness during movement. Okay? So it will also give you a clue, no? If you're dealing with different condition, no? Like, yan, mga hemorrhages, no? Preretinal hemorrhages, no? This is larger, that obscures underlying retinal vessels. Horizontal line of demarcation in erect position. So nakita nyo kanina, kapag may mga ruptured na retinal vessels, ang visual field nyo is wala sa baba. No? Kasi ganyan yung itsura ng kanyang fundus. Also, using your fundoscopy, no? Makikita nyo rin yung mga deep retinal hemorrhages seen in patient with diabetes. No? For example, mga newly diagnosed diabetic, no? Tapos nakita niya yung mata nila. So it will give you a clue, no? Baka this is a chronic condition, matagal siya diabetic. Kasi may mga end organ damage na siya. Okay? So drusen, no? Yellowish, round spots, okay? Normal aging, age-related macular degeneration. Okay? So microaneurysm, tiny round red spots, and atrophy of macular, no, diabetic retinopathy. Neovascularization, sabihin formation of new blood vessels, usually tortuous, narrower, proliferative diabetic retinopathy. Mga exudates or cotton wool patch, here, here, and here, seen also in patient with diabetes. Common in patient with hypertensive retinopathy and HIV. Hard exudates, no? Mostly yung mga eye signs is secondary to a vascular risk factor, no? Yung mga diabetes at hypertension. So common symptoms, no, are presented, no? And signs of common disorders of the head, face, and were also identified. Let's now proceed with the ears and nose, no? So, yeah, no? So, most common complaint is hearing loss, no? So, you should ask for the duration. If it's a unilateral or bilateral, and of course the onset. Biglaan po ba? No? Biglaan po or dahan-dahan. Okay? So, also ask for any associated symptoms like your tinnitus, no? Ano ba yung tinnitus? Ha? Tinnitus. So parang ear ringing, no? Perception of sound in ears or head, no? When there is no external source, no? Narinig siya kahit tahimik. It is often presents as ringing, no? But it can also manifest as buzzing, hissing, whistling, or clicking. Pero hindi po tinnitus yung salita, bumubulong. Hallucination na po yun, ha? Sabihin mo, may bumubulong sa akin na gawin ko daw po ito. So baka auditory hallucination. No? So check for oral fullness, otorrhea, no? The facial nerve dysfunction, okay? Or head or neck paresthesia. Of course, as their occupation, no? Baka pala ng jackhammer to 8 hours a day, no? Yun yung kanyang, baka pala nasa concert to araw-araw. Parang mabibingi talaga yan. Or any history of family history of hearing impairment. So these are the etiology if the hearing loss, no? Is unilateral with or without tinnitus, could be due to stroke, no? Vestibular schwannoma, or infection of the inner ear. Ilang parts ba class ng ears nyo? May parts po pala yung ear, no? Ilang parts ba ang ear nyo? Di ba tatlong parts? You have external, you have the middle, and you have the inner ear. Ano yung nasa external? Ito, no? Yung ear canal. Ano po yung nasa middle ear? Hello? Andun po yung mga bones. Mga, ano ba yun? Stapedius, malleus, and incus o uncus. Incus, no? So, anything that is in your inner ear, outer ear, hanggang middle ear, ang tawag sa hearing loss is conductive hearing loss, no? Kasi the conduction is impaired. So, ano yung nasa inner ear nyo? Ano na yung mga neural structures, no? Yung mga semi-lunar canal, no? Yung mga cochlea, vestibular nerve, no? So, pag yun yung problem, ang hearing loss is sensory neural hearing loss. Nakuha niyo ba, class? So, gradual progression of hearing will be otosclerosis, noise-induced hearing loss. Pag sabing vestibular schwannoma, ibig sabihin yung cranial nerve 8 nyo, no? Diba, the cranial nerves is also covered by your meninges, right? Back brain, nerves. So, yung covering ng yung nerve is lumalaki. So, that is your vestibular schwannoma. Meniere's disease may be associated with episodic vertigo, tinnitus, no? And oral fullness. Okay? So, examination of auricles, ear canals, and tympanic membrane. Remember that examination of eardrum, topography of your tympanic membrane is more important than presence or absence of the light reflex. Okay? So, paano gagamitin nyo? Using your otoscope. Anong maneuver? Paano? Ha? Ubo. Ubo, di ba? Upward, backward, and outward. No? Para hindi masakit. So, para dumiretso yung inyong yung inyong ear canal. Okay? So, examination includes the auricle, ear canal, and tympanic membrane. Siyempre, pag hinihila-hila mo na yan, baka meron ka otitis externa, no? So, unilateral serous effusion or unexplained otalgia. So anyway, this is the how you differentiate your hearing loss as to conductive or sensory neural hearing loss, no? So yeah. So sabi ko sa inyo, conductive hearing loss from outer to middle ear, no? Yan yung mga etiology. Very obvious naman, no? Kapag sensory neural hearing loss, mga nerve hanggang brain. Saan ba yung inyong hearing center sa brain? Saan yung auditory center niyo, class? Anong lobe? Hello? Temporal lobe, no? So, ito yung test, no? Linnaeus test, ay, Weber's test muna. Using a tuning fork. For example, this is tuning fork. May tuning fork pa kayo? Saan? Siyempre wala. Tuning fork. So, you put it here. So, you ask the patient kung saan niya mas naririnig, no? Kung right, left, or equal, no? Normally, dapat equal. Okay? So, with unilateral conductive hearing loss, the tone is perceived over the affected ear, no? However, if you have a sensory neural hearing loss, the tone is perceived in the unaffected ear. Okay? So, nakuha niyo ba? Unilateral conductive hearing loss, yung may problem siya, no? Sa outer to middle ear, mas kapag Weber's ka, mas malilinig na yun. Okay? As compared to your Linnaeus test, so your Linnaeus test measures the air conduction and bone conduction. Again, ilalagay mo dito sa mastoid area, no? Then you ask the patient to pataas yung kamay pag hindi na naririnig, then put it sa ears, no? Paorasan nyo, no? Ang air conduction to bone conduction, no? Ano ba normal? Normally, air conduction is more than bone conduction, no? So, magiging abnormal yun kapag bone conduction is more than your air conduction. Okay? So, again, tingnan nyo, no? Sensory neural hearing loss versus your conductive hearing loss. Anyway, there are drugs that may give rise, no? Mga ototoxic drugs, especially yung mga aminoglycosides, no? Mga gentamicin, tobramycin, no? Aspirin, no? NSAIDs, quinine, and furosemides. Pati rin yung quinolones, no? They are also ototoxic, no? Ano mga example ng quinolones? Ciprofloxacin, moxifloxacin, no? So, yung mga conductive yan, no? Dizziness, again, you should further qualify what kind of dizziness. Is it a vestibular that focus on focus whether it's first attacks, no, the duration, and provoking factors and accompanying symptoms. No? So usually, the typical complaint of a patient with BPPV, usually umiikot yung sensation nila, yung surroundings nila, yung environment. Hirap sila talaga tayo, no? Hindi sila makalakad niyan. However, if there's a transient, no, duration, no, pwedeng naman transient ischemic attack, no, of your posterior circulation. Ano ba yung posterior circulation nyo? Yung mga nasa basilar area, no? Kapag may mga impending stroke, no, sa mga brainstem, cerebellum, okay, migraines and other causes. So unilateral hearing loss, oral symptoms typically points to a peripheral cause, no? Whereas central lesion, usually unilateral hearing loss, unless the lesion lies near the root entry zone of the auditory nerve. Anyway, vertigo can be divided into a peripheral type or a central type. No? But central type, usually the problem is in your brainstem. Okay? But peripheral type, usually the problem is in the ears. No? So it's usually benign positional vertigo, okay? Vestibular neuron neuritis, Meniere's disease, toxicity, and acoustic neuroma. Okay? Kapag central, usually mga stroke yan. No? In the brainstem, multiple sclerosis affecting your brainstem, vertebropapillar migraine, or a transient ischemic attack. Okay? So observe for the range of eye movement. No? So upon testing your cranial nerve 3, di ba yung letter H, papasundan nyo, no? So check for any nystagmus, no? Yung nystagmus, this is oscillatory movement of the eye, no? For example, kung nandito yung dun lang pumipitik yung eyeball, no? So usually, nakikita yan sa mga cerebellar lesion, kapag towards the right, sa right cerebellum din. Okay? Always ipsilateral. Well, pwede rin namang peripheral type of nystagmus. Ibig sabihin, wala sa brain. No? Sa BPPV is also associated with nystagmus. No? Kapag horizontal movement. No? Pero pag vertical ang nystagmus, it is always central in origin. No? Kapag pinataas mo yung mata, may pitik. No? Vertical, always brainstem lesion. This is how we describe the peripheral and central type of nystagmus. No? Vestibulo-ocular reflex is the connection of your cranial nerve 8 to your cranial nerve 3. No? Huwag nyo this is useful in patients who are comatose. No? Siya yung Dall's eye, no? So, pag minove mo yung head, pag ganyan, no? Pag positive Dall's eye, anong response ng mata niya? Pag minove mo siya pa right, saan yung eyeball? The eyeball kailangan maiwan dito, no? Agad ba? Hindi yung mata ko ha. Pag minove ko, papunta sa right, dapat nandiyan pa rin yung eyeball. Pero kapag sira na yung inyong connection between your cranial nerve 8 and cranial nerve 3 or negative Dall's eye, kapag minove mo siya sa right, kasama yung mata. That's poor prognosis. Nakuha nyo? Huwag nyo gagawin sa gising nyo yun, maasar sa inyo yun. No? This is a good examination, no? In patients who are comatose, no? Yung mga depressed level of sensorium. So Dix-Hallpike, no? So from sitting position, babangon nyo siya, tapos i-turn nyo yung head 45 degrees, no? So kapag may posterior canal BPPV, usually transient upbeating of torsional nystagmus, no? So if no nystagmus is observed, After 15 to 20 seconds, patient is raised to a sitting position and the procedure is repeated with head turned to the other side. Okay? So dynamic visual acuity. So this is to assess cerebrovestibular function. The visual acuity is measured with the head still and when the head is rotated back and forth by the examiner. Hindi nyo kailangan yan. No? So ito, example niya. No? Tingnan yung katabi nyo kung may ganyan. No? That this is otitis externa, external ear. No? Minsan, sasandal pa sa inyo yan. As may mga green-green na sa damit niya. So, kapag media, sa inner area, no? Ayan. Ito masakit ko, tongue test. Painful, canal swollen, narrow and moist, no? Or reddened. So, I think I should stop here. Dahil 4 o'clock namin, next class pa kayo, di ba? Wala kayong class next week. I'll providing you a video recording of the rest of the topic. Okay? Thank you.